Hi there, my name is Rachel. I am Director of ThoughtBox Education. I wanted to just take a couple of minutes to talk about the climate change curriculum which we launched in November. This is a curriculum for every school-age child that has been years in the thinking and months in the making and has been offered as a free resource to anyone who wishes to use it. We've had already a staggering 720 schools, I think it is now, from over 43 countries who have signed up to start using the curriculum, and the feedback coming through has been very positive. But I wanted to just explain some of the thinking behind this curriculum and perhaps share why we designed it the way that we have and what we're trying to offer in this programme. At a very basic level, all of us need to recognise that building the emotional resilience in our young people is a key aspect in responding effectively and compassionately to the climate crisis. We decided to launch this curriculum in part due to helping young people understand what's happening in the world around them, but also in response to the ever-growing number of children and young people rising up, taking to the streets and asking for help. We have, as educators, a responsibility to bring this sort of learning into the classroom and to have a space where young people can be talking about what's happening in the world around them in a safe, guided space and can share how it's making them feel. We have seen across the world's media the alarming rise in what is now being called eco-anxiety, which is a state of overwhelm that many of us are experiencing. And in many ways, this can be seen as a positive first step to responding to the climate crisis. But at the same time, with young people facing so many pressures from the systems that they're in, it feels really important that as educators, we are supporting them with learning how to navigate their own emotional turmoil with the climate crisis and to help them to move from a sense of climate anxiety to a sense of empowerment. So this is the foundation behind why the curriculum has been created. When we launched the curriculum, we launched it with four very clear aims. Firstly, to get climate education into the national curriculum. The British national curriculum has a very limited scope for talking about climate change, and so we have designed this to work in the curriculum, and it's a PSHE curriculum, which means UK schools can teach it as part of the national curriculum. We also designed one of the aims to adopt critical thinking as a method for approaching these issues and empathy building at the heart of it. To support children moving forward in all of the ThoughtBox programmes, we are helping them to learn three key skills: critical thinking, empathy building and systems thinking. We are supporting them in thinking outside the box and looking at things from different perspectives. It's a really vital skill for all of us right now in the world as we're facing ever increasing pressure to find new ways to challenge broken systems and new ways of exploring some of the issues that are happening around us. So critical thinking sits at the heart of our curriculum. Empathy building is also a vital part moving forward, and we are encouraging young people to firstly develop empathy for themselves and to recognise how this makes them feel, because it's really scary, some of the stuff that is happening around us, and we can't deny that. But we can also support children to feel confident talking about how their emotions are responding in them and help them to navigate ways forward. So empathy for ourselves, but also empathy for the human and non-human world around us. We are exploring throughout the curriculum not only the meaning of climate change and the cause and effect, but also how it might feel for different human and non-human species who are facing so many effects of climate change already. So empathy is the second skill that we teach or that we encourage. And the third skill is connection or critical thinking or systems thinking. Systems thinking is a way of seeing the world by stepping back and looking out and seeing how everything interlates and interconnects. And as we can start to see with so many of the issues happening in the world around us, they're not happening in silos, they're all interconnected. And if we start focusing on one, we're directly having an impact on the other. So we encourage the skill of systems thinking to help young people to see, firstly, how empowering their own responses and actions can be to making changes in a local and global community, but also how an issue on one side of the world is directly interlinked and related to an action on the other. So these skills are at the heart of our curriculum. Our third goal when developing this curriculum was to support educators and parents. You cannot just teach climate change. Yes, there's lots of factual information that we can throw at young people, but in a way that's a disservice to the emotional well-being of our children because it's overwhelming. And so what we've done in this curriculum is designed a way for teachers to facilitate learning about the climate crisis, which involves having a discussion-based framework for the curriculum and also guiding teachers with a resource to help them learn how to create safe spaces and to manage very difficult, complex discussions in safe, guided ways. We've also developed a parent pack, and there's an additional part of that coming soon, to help parents to have these conversations at home. And the final goal, which I sort of mentioned all the way through this talk, is to help young people move from anxiety and overwhelm to empowerment. We have an opportunity right now to be making systemic shifts in the way that we're responding to the crisis, but in the way that we're responding to so many of the habits that we know are causing ongoing crises. And so the curriculum is allowing young people to feel a sense of empowerment in their own actions on an individual, a community, a national and a global perspective. To understand that activism is for everybody. We can't all go to the streets and protest because for many of us that doesn't feel the right move, but we can all do something that is a significant step in a direction of change, and that might be something on a level such as learning to have a conversation with somebody about climate change who perhaps doesn't understand or appreciate the complexities, or maybe who doesn't even believe that climate change is a human-caused phenomenon. So we've offered young people a range of approaches to feel a sense of empowerment. So the curriculum as it stands is available for 5 to 18-year-olds. At the moment just in English, but we're working on translation, and it is a free resource. So we do hope that it is offering you and your students or your children or your fellow teachers a way to start talking about what we need to start talking about. And as educators, we are very much aware that this sort of learning can't wait. So do let us know if you have any questions, and we look forward to hearing your feedback as we move forward.